Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all feeling? Blessed and highly favored, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I have another interview today, and I'll be pulling a lot of things out the air, man. People that has shown love to me or helped me out when I was coming up, doing what I was doing. I always feel like I gotta reach back out, man. I got my guy, Shutter Eye Photo CEO, Lamar Pacley, is in the building. He done damn near shot everybody in the city, whether it was your auntie or your niece or your newborn. He has did every type of photography I can think of, man, and he is a business partner, influencer, and an all-around great person, man. I appreciate you on the platform, man.
I love being here. Yeah. Happy to be here with PESO. We've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah. The schedules have to line up, man.
Yeah.
You know, just me being back and forth out of town and your schedule.
Yes.
I'm appreciative, man.
Appreciative.
And we are, you know, it's crazy. I just want to tap in real quick with it, man. We had a conversation yesterday that went from me calling you for 5 minutes to damn near an hour. But it just let me know, man, the organic chemistry and is how, you know, it's beyond the work with it. It's just you know, you cool peoples though, man.
Effortless, dog.
Effortless. Yeah, absolutely. So how you feeling, man? What's going on?
Man, everything's good. You know, I'm in the middle of a hellacious wedding season, as you already know. When I had the COVID, put a couple weddings from last year into this year. Yeah. So that's got me super busy.
Did you get overbooked with that? Because that happened with me too.
Ooh, man. Yeah. So I'm kind of responding to how the venues are feeling right now because a lot of the venues have gotten extra bookings from last year. We'll move to this year because we already had a lot of weddings this year. I average about 30 weddings a year. Yeah. I'll do about 15 to 20 photo shoots a week, and I got a day job. So
hold on, okay. So before we give them everything, we got to get to it. So all right, let's go back to the beginning. When did you first get introduced to photography, I guess?
So I actually, it's really weird. Like back in the day, I had got a camera and I was using it for music artists. At the time I was kind of in the church a lot and I was going to a lot of, we had a lot of recording artists at our church, you know, some of the Legend family and all that kind of stuff. So I was shooting stuff for them and then
John Legend?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, word.
So in Springfield, there was a church I was going to out there. Shout out to Greater Grace. They had the John Legend family there, and then there was a lot of recording artists there, you know, Monte Lacey and some others out there. And so I would be shooting things for them, and then I was also trying to get better at my skills, so I was going to group shoots, both in Cincinnati and in Dayton. Explain
group shoots for
those. So a group shoot, when you start out as a photographer, learning everything on your own is good, but at a group shoot, people would pay models to come to the shoot, and it would be maybe 10 photographers, and they will already have a lighting set up for you. So you would shoot the models, and you would pay your fee to them, and you would get a chance to pay them, but you get a highly trained model.
So wait. So you paying the models to shoot for them?
Yeah, you'll pay the guy, whoever is running it.
Oh, yeah.
So it used to be a guy named Shad Ramsey, and he was out in Cincinnati. He done moved to LA or somewhere now. I don't know where he's at now, but he had a place called Red Door. And at Red Door, they would hire these models that they found wherever, and they'll fly them up, and then they'll charge the photographers maybe $100 to come in and shoot. And you spend your $100, but you get a chance to go to these different sets he had set up where all the lighting was set up, and then those professional models would actually be what you shoot. And funny enough, I ain't did it group shooting a long time, but one of the first ones I shot ended up being one of the top porn stars in the country.
Word.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wait, this is pre-porn star, or she had just.
This was a week or two before she became a porn star.
You want to name drop that, or you?
Oh God, Chrissy Mack.
Yo,
she became a national phenomenon.
But your resume boosted up crazy.
Yeah, it was stupid. And the funny thing about it was the crazy thing was she had just I shot her, and then maybe a year or two later she got so big. and I mean, she got millions of followers, and she got beat by her boyfriend who was in MMA or something like that.
I remember that.
Yeah, they was out looking for that dude. Yeah, they were looking for him. He was like running away, and the bounty hunter was after him. Everybody, it was all kinds of stuff. So, that was some old day stuff back in the day when I was doing those shoots, and that was something that opened my eyes to photography a little bit more about shooting people. I did also used to shoot landscape photography. But the first woman I shot, she called me back after I shot her. She was crying. She's like, "Oh my God." She was like, I was like, "Oh no, did I fuck up?" She's like, "Nah." She's like, "I actually have never seen myself look that beautiful before."
Yeah.
And that's what hooked me into like shooting people, because I was really kind of gearing myself more towards starting to shoot landscapes and architectures and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so real quick, not to cut you off, but landscape photography, like describe that too. Just for the people who don't know.
Yeah, so there's different types of photography out there you can get into, and there used to be different focus groups around the city where they would meet and do shoots, and the ones I could find was, like I said, I saw the group shoots, and then the other option for me to learn was, it used to be like a focus photo club. It was like out at Cox Arboretum, and it was mostly older people. But when I tell you, like, the skills as far as technique was so clean, I learned clean technique from them, but they were shooting landscape. Landscape photography is like open areas out, like pastures,
more natural.
Or monuments. They'll go there, they'll take a little trip, and they'll shoot monuments and stuff like that, but it helped you learn the camera.
Okay.
And so I learned, that's how I became so crisp, because I was learning landscape photography.
With natural lighting though.
Natural lighting. I wasn't shooting strobes and stuff like that then, but then that's what I was getting from the group shoots. Yeah. So I had all of these things that kind of built into who I am now. So a lot of times when people see me now, they look at how crisp and clean my commercial work looked, and how I shoot models and stuff, but that's where I learned it from. I learned it from actually dealing with some of the older people that were doing it as a hobby. But when I tell you they were spot on, they would have like picture competitions every week, and that got me to where I am as far as like technique and skill.
So what would you say, how long would it take a person to actually call themselves a professional photographer? Because we in a day and age now where, portrait mode on an iPhone makes somebody feel like they know
right. So I look at it as a very subjective thing. So some people may think they're a professional photographer once they start charging money, but I feel like some people they charge money before they had a skill to show.
Right.
So for me, that's kind of subjective, but I guess my opinion of it is you're not really professional till you learn all aspects, because people, you made a good point. People with iPhones, they think, "Oh yeah, I took this dope picture with an iPhone." Well, yeah, iPhone can take good picture and good lighting. Mm-hmm. So outside, anywhere where it's natural, your phone is gonna do all that lighting stuff for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but when you get down to actually knowing the triangle, the ISO, the shutter speeds, all that kind of stuff, and be able to shoot in any type of lighting, any type of stuff, models in the studio, out of the studio. And then actually become an expert in retouching and knowing how to do retouching.
Post editing.
Yeah, post editing is crazy. Just like for video. Yeah. You get some people probably take some nice video clips on their phone, but to get a final, finished polished product, you got to know some.
It's totally different. Yeah. And that's what, not to put a timeline on how long we've been doing it, but just coming from. We wasn't analog, but we was definitely like before YouTube was able to just look it up.
Yeah,
we had to literally like trial and error with
it. You touching on some serious right. So like, it'd be funny to me like there's so many people that now YouTube is out and empower everybody feel like they're a photographer, because they could quickly jump in and learn pieces of stuff. That's not how I learned. I'm by trade like an engineer. So I learned a lot of technical stuff fast, but the way I learned, I took coursework online. I learned stuff just to figure it out. I didn't go to school for it, but I learned it all on my own and through the group shoots and stuff, and I picked up on it quick. But I put in work. You know, it wasn't like I just went on YouTube and said, oh, well, I'll shoot, models in the studio.
So the group shoots was still a networking thing of like people would still be like giving you insight on everything or
they knew more than I knew.
Yeah,
I think what got me away from doing a lot of group shoots is just like the way that they operate around models and stuff like that. Like certain photographers, they would be like touching the model and like, I don't do that shit. Like honestly, I stay away from the model as much as possible. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I shoot and I talk to them. We're cool. We vibe. Everybody vibes with me, but I don't put my hands on the models. And some of the group shoots sometimes, not just like the one I was in Cincinnati, but just anywhere. Because I did multiple places and stuff like that because they were a good group of guys. But they did stuff I wasn't comfortable with. Yeah. So when I started shooting in my own studio, which originally started off as my business, my government job. I had a IT company, and I had a studio inside of my office at the Entrepreneur Center.
So you was doing two things at once.
So I'm going to work, getting off work, and then going to the studio, which is what I do now. Yeah. I've been doing that for years. So I technically work probably 80-some hours a week every week. I've been doing that for years.
80 hours a week, like from
my day job, then straight to photography is a full-time job, as well as being at work.
Okay. So you built up a hell of a clientele.
Yeah.
And I know you travel too and everything. So let's talk about how did you build up your clients?
My client. So honestly, I don't really lose any clients, and then every time I post something, I get new clients. And so social media has been very helpful for me, even though I don't post a lot. Like a lot of people are like, man, you ain't posting my photo. Well, you got to think I'm doing 20 photo shoots a week. I post once every 2 weeks or something, or every week or so. Yeah. I could have a lot higher amount of followers if I posted more frequently. But then what I get is a lot of other people like, hey, where's my stuff? So you post something and they want, they want their stuff.
Factor,
so then it gets to be too much. So I finish everybody in time and I get it to them, but I don't want to be like badgered, about somebody that look and see somebody else photos get posted and they jealous because they see these person, this person get a lot of likes.
But you know what to post though. You know.
I try to not post redundant stuff. If you do
same with videography.
I just did a video like that I posted last week.
Nigga standing in front of a trap house 3 post straight like it ain't
I can't do the same trap house.
Facts.
So
that's crazy how that correlate with each other, man. Yeah. Just the whole imagery of like knowing what to put up and just keeping it consistent but still fresh.
So you hear some other shit. So like a lot of people they be looking at it like, like why did everybody go to Lamar? Like why did I do know my industry? You know what I'm saying? So like I know what will drive a customer. Like when they see it, they be like, oh, that's what I want. Can I do other styles? Because everybody got their own taste in their style. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like with videography, I'm sure everybody got a certain look.
It's that eye or that something different.
So I adapted to a look that I like, and I know a lot of people gonna like. Can I do other stuff? Yeah. I've been through all of those other looks before I got to my look. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I can do anything I see. A lot of times, that's something too that's different about me, I guess, because I studied a lot. A lot of times I have to do photo shoots, even for like I've been the director of photography for Dayton Fashion Week, DeFi, which is a fashion organization run by Carissa Brown. And I literally have had to do 20 shoots in a day where I have to match a picture they should give me. You know what I'm saying? They all different types of stuff. As an example? Yeah, they'll give me an example, and then I have a model in front of me that they done made up, a team of makeup artists and hairstylists that made up, and I got to make a picture look like the picture they gave me. Right. Which I do every time. Well, I can replicate anything I want, but at the same time, you got to have your own style. And so I have a style that I know works well, that everybody likes. And so for a lot of people coming up, you know, they be asking, you know, like, why everybody go to me? Well, they know that what I'm producing is going to be liked by me.
Polished.
Yeah, it's polished. I know
Yeah.
my market. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing things for a specific reason because I know everything ain't necessarily my taste, but I know what they want and I can get it to them.
How to execute. So let's speak about the preparation that it takes to actually like learn your style. Like you're actually like you're in a live stream of like trying to figure out your style though. So explain to me just the back end, like how many hours are you putting in? Like minus the 80-hour work week. How much are you putting in behind the scenes to get it?
Man, it's countless hours because there's trends. So you know, with me, like I'll look at social media and I'll watch the trend, and the trend keep moving.
Yeah.
So that's when I got to start putting in them continuing hours of education to figure out, what they're doing.
And this is all you, by the way.
All me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll see, okay, so things will be... All right, so a good example. I've been shooting on seamless background paper forever. You know, that's what replaced muslin cloth. Back in the day, it was a muslin cloth. The muslin cloth was like kind of wrinkled, you know, kind of look artistic, but it had all these different colors. It looked crazy. So if you got some old ass pictures from like older Mills when you was young, you got the old, Robert Hall, you got the old, you know, there's a trend, there's a look. Like that shit went out. And then it was muslin, and then it was seamless paper. So seamless paper been good. We've been using that for years.
Yeah.
Now they're moving to sets. So now
the psych wall and all that.
Yeah, so I got a psych wall, but like they're building sets to look like something they seen with maybe like Megan Thee Stallion or something like that. They'll see something that they like, and then they'll say, okay, I want to do that. So then I started partnering up with I got a young creative that I work with. She works with some people in Natty too, and she's amazing, but her name is Maya Walton. So Maya builds sets for me now.
Shouts out to Maya Walton.
Maya Walton, she's a beast.
Yeah.
When I tell you, this girl, she puts it down. Like, she really is out there building sets that she sees that a customer wants. So if they come to me now, they can go say, I want this look. I saw this Savage Fenty thing. I want a set built like this. I'll go out and build that shit.
So let me ask you this though, because I had a problem with this, man. Just trying to find different people to bring onto the team, and to trust them. So with Mayo, you know how I don't even know how to ask it, but it's like pulling somebody else in to still be an attribute to what you're doing is difficult.
Yes.
So how do you pinpoint like, okay, this is who I want to work with to keep building with?
You hit it on the nail. Like so there is, anytime you collab and you trust in somebody and you spewing into them like knowledge, you gotta trust them and you gotta find out.
It's difficult,
man, bro. I've
bro.
been through the era of people trying to befriend me to learn what I know to try to undercut me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
I know that.
So you gotta get business wise, you gotta find out what is a beneficial and mutual collaboration for you. Yeah. That makes you feel comfortable. Absolutely. And being comfortable can be the person and their mannerisms, or it can be what piece of the market that they're trying to serve. Because sometimes a collaboration can be like, I'm a photographer, you a videographer, you collab with me, but I'm not in the exact same market as you.
Yeah, I mean it's a temporary catapult. Like we use it. Not using, but all right, we both know what we're doing, and you got this, and I got this. Like,
and we can work together, and we don't have that fear of you trying to
step on toes.
Yeah. And then you then there's that next level where, okay, so I got other videographers I'm collaborating with, or other photographers I'm collaborating with, but you got to be able to collaborate with people that you know are going to, I'm not saying stay in their lane, but that compliment you, but they're not really trying to overstep their boundaries or have some other kind of like reason for
ulterior motive.
Ulterior motives,
but still knowing that, okay, I don't know you that much.
Yeah.
But it's just a thin line of trust to bring in.
Man, I've been burned. I've been burned in the past because I try to help everybody, and some people they got ulterior motives. But I will say this: when you're working with somebody else, nobody can beat you being you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, my look and what I do, somebody can try to copy it, but they're not going to beat me at being me because it's more than just my look. There's how I relate to my customer. There's what I bring to the table as knowledge and experience.
Yeah.
And maybe how I even, make the customer feel. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, but I work with a producer in Orlando. Shouts out to Ado producer, you my guy. And he literally put me in a position of like, okay, like I would record him making beats, and then I'm like, you don't mind me like showing like what program you use? And it was like, bro, like it don't matter if they see what I'm using, they ain't gonna use like I use it. Yeah,
exactly.
So it goes into it. It's just like ain't nobody gonna be able to like you perfected it in a way to where you.
Yeah.
The whole package is like...
Even if I know video, because I've shot video before, and I know how to edit video and all that.
Yeah.
I can't beat PESO. There's no way...
That's on the record.
I can't beat... There's no way I can beat PESO.
Fact.
And I wouldn't even try to do that. Because I realize what you bring to the table, like, I watched you work, and I seen how you do shit, and I'm like... I would have never thought of that. That's just not how I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think of stuff differently. And even if I would have sat down and tried to copy you, I can't fit in the same market you fit, or I can't do what you do as good as you. So you always
I appreciate that too.
Yeah, you always gonna lose trying to copy somebody.
To mimic,
Yeah, to mimic. And I tell other photographers, I mentor other photographers, I'll be like, look, don't try to be better than somebody else at what they're doing, because they've been doing it longer than you in what they're doing. So,
and you gonna end up being in last place trying to trying to really outbeat somebody that's already like I just had a conversation with you about photography packages, and I'm doing photography. But respectfully, I just know, like, man, bro, like if I ain't gonna be better in shutter eye, like at least I know like I can get the knowledge from him to just
But you can always find your niche,
and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
but it's so hard to find people that doesn't mind. You don't mind putting off the game. Yeah, like you're not. You don't. Yeah. When I ask you these questions, you don't come off like intimidated. Like why is he? Like it's you gonna because you got your niche too,
and you gonna contribute what you contribute. That's gonna be different than me. And like for real, like the way, so this is on a whole bigger level. Like when you start talking about like just in general, like what's available in dating. Like people always want to be like, put us in our box, or say, dating in Cincinnati, they got all. There's so many talents. I look at Cincinnati. There's like 7 or 8 dope photographers in Cincinnati, and they even work in the same damn buildings, half of them, and they all still get money.
But they all in cahoots with each other.
They're cool with each other. They do podcasts together. They do all this stuff. It's the same way here. We all got different talents, and we got something that's gonna make our stuff look different. And anyway, if you're a creative anyway, truly a creative, you're not gonna try to mimic somebody exactly anyway. You're going to do something, but you're going to bring your own shit to it.
Like that, that's terrible to try to just mimic somebody and like, take the whole
style and shit. You're going to find a couple that try to do that, but you're not going to be in business long.
But often, how do you say it?
Oftentimes.
No, being authentic.
Oh yeah, authentic.
Sorry, y'all, it's a Patron that's in the cake.
Wow, I know.
This is live right now.
Shit too, like.
But being authentic though is always gonna prove people wrong within the work, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so I would like to ask you though, because we running out of time too.
Okay.
And we gonna have a part 2 though, because we ain't even tapped in on
it's so much
on the stories,
bruh. Like it's so much shit, stories that we get background.
Look, but any up and coming photographers or who want to get into this, what would you say is like what's the first 3 steps that they need to do in order like to dominate being a photographer?
Okay, so I narrow it down to 3. Number 1 is know your motherfucking market. Because so many motherfuckers, they jump into it and they'll be like, all right, I'm taking pictures. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna charge what Lamar charging. Mm-hmm. Nah, motherfucker. Like, you gonna lose again. Like, why would you come in and just jump to a price that you think somebody else is charging, but you not the same?
Yeah.
And know that you not the same. If you not, I've heard this, and I ain't gonna put no names on it.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna name people, no cap. But you think you know what somebody else know, but you're not versatile enough to be able to produce the same things that they produce. Mm-hmm. It's showing that level of shallowness of your experience and your intelligence. So stay in your lane, build yourself up.
It's gonna work out for you.
And then you charge.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
Because
you can't jump to that.
Because people want instant gratification.
Yeah, they like, okay, I've been doing this for 6 months. Let me charge what Lamar charge, and let me charge what PESO charge.
It's the same way a nigga might get the same camera I got.
Yeah.
And then you've been doing it for 6 months, and I've been doing it for 6 years. Yeah. Just because you got the same camera don't mean nothing. Yeah, it don't mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing.
So, man, play your part.
Play your part. So know your part. Second of all, study.
Definitely.
Don't go in thinking a YouTube video made you smart enough to be able to jump into it, because what you don't see behind the background is how to deal with the customer, how to be personable enough to get what you need to get out of the person. 3, there's a level of comfortable, it ain't a word, ain't gonna be no Jesse Jackson make up a word, but comfortability, where you gotta kind of go in there and make people comfortable enough to get the best out of them.
Set the tone. Yeah. Because
everybody can't go and be in front of a model and make them feel comfortable enough to do their best work.
Right. Respectfully, you deal with a lot of half nigga women, or just to control the setting.
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't realize I might shoot a CEO 1 minute. The next hour come in, I'm doing a maternity. The next hour I got a stripper. Yeah. The next hour I got, shout outs to my strippers though. I shoot every stripper from here to Detroit to Michigan. I mean, anywhere from Michigan, Ohio. It don't matter. And they come through and that's another thing. They don't need to have no bad rap. Because I'll tell you, these girls, they're the most business-minded, oriented people I get to come through the studio. It be you house mamas that be trying to throw the shots.
Entrepreneurs, man.
Yeah. They ain't got nothing to do. They trying to do their business. Man. So know your business too. And then I think thirdly, invest in your equipment. Because you buy some cheap shit, the equipment not gonna make your shot, but you got to know that if you charge what you worth, that'll give you enough money to be able to replace the equipment you buy. Mm-hmm. I had a lens go bad the other week. I had it for years. I had this lens for a decade. This lens just went out. Canon won't replace it no more. Lens $2,400. I had to buy that on point, just like right immediately, or my business will stop. Yeah. So yeah. Once you know that you want to keep your business super professional, you got to make sure you got that equipment. If you don't have that equipment, you can't jump into those big time things. You can't do no Jimmy on the wedding or nobody that. But shout out to Jimmy on it though. Goddamn, dog.
But even the equipment talk though. Yeah. That's a huge factor too.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you this question, if you don't mind me asking. Mm-hmm. How much would you say that you have invested into your whole
real talk
ensemble right now? Not the building.
Not the building. What about the software?
Not the software.
Okay, just the
equipment alone. How much would you say that you have invested into a photographer with physical equipment that you use?
20 grand.
Hear me out. Yo.
Just all lenses, bodies. Cause look, think.
I get it, bro. These
L series lenses.
Come on,
2500 and more.
Filters. I don't know if you do
filters, ND filters, polarizers. Then you gotta have the bodies, and then the stuff that go with the bodies. I have to have multiple bodies. If shit go down, I gotta have another camera I can pull out the bag and go straight to it.
And I got the converter joint. I only got 2 cameras, but for my Canon lens to go with my Sony, I get the converter and then get the right one for the autofocus. Like that's what I want people to understand with it is just like you don't have to have like the top notch shit like getting into it.
True.
But you have to understand what you're getting yourself into.
So like, here's that breakdown. So like I've been in over 250 magazines in my lifetime.
Hear that.
And I was in magazines 2 or 3 months in, and I was using the Canon Rebel. It was nothing. That's a cheap Canon.
Yo, the Rebel. T4.
It was a T2. T2. When I started, T2, T1, some shit like that.
Man.
But I was able to get in the mags doing that with stock lenses. However, when you in your craft and you're serious about your craft, at that point you're doing a lot more shoots. You're doing a lot more work. You need to have stuff that can shoot in low light. So now you're looking at I'm shooting in every situation. Like for video, y'all either gotta have the lights or y'all gotta have like the lens, a prime lens.
Once that ISO hit like 2,000-3,000, it's over.
You don't want all that noise in your picture. You know what I'm saying, or your video or whatnot. So,
and that's what I just want people to understand that, man. It's like it is as quick as they think we might do it, or a 2-hour minimum, or whatever the case is. Like we still put so much time in on the back end.
Yes,
we still put so much time in on.
Speak on that.
Not because it really get disrespectful when people don't really want to acknowledge it. Like come on, bro. Like we really do this.
I tell people, so like a shoot might be an hour. That might be the average. When I tell you, they don't understand a full edit is a minimum of 35 minutes.
They explain what that 35 minutes
35 minutes, so the difference, so like you go do a wedding or whatever, you might spend 45 seconds on a photo because you're just doing lighting, color, all that. You're not doing skin retouching, you're not doing pushing in them stomachs and pulling them booties out, giving that hourglass shape. That shit right there, that's where the time is. So when I'm doing photo shoots, that's what I'm doing. The photo shoots is 35 minutes on a minimum on a photo, and I'm shooting, anywhere, giving them back 6 to 10. And some people now, so I used to measure out from 6 to 10. These people are ordering 25, 30 edits.
Yeah.
I work another job, so I'm like, that's killing me. You know what I'm saying? So they ordering tons of edits. I need to go up on edit prices because that'll help me. But lower that number. But
you're trying to figure out just how to
manage it.
Yeah, like keep up with the
just with the regular people that's coming in.
But that's why I wanted to pinpoint too earlier that you doing all this by yourself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shout out to Corey though.
Corey. I have a business partner, Corey. So like what Corey does for me, like so I'm an engineer by day. I got Shutter Off Photo, which everybody knows more so. But we got a Dayton wedding photographer company where we're doing 30 weddings a year around about. That's my business partner, Corey. We both own their company 50%. He owns Classic Expressions as his separate company. I got Shutter Off Photo, and then together we're Dayton wedding photographers.
Yeah.
So you talking mad editing time. Like we just this weekend we did 3 weddings back to back.
You told me, and y'all was what? Different cities.
We was in Wapakoneta.
You know what's crazy? After our wedding, we did that second day. I had 2 weddings, and people don't get like, man, I had to stay up, make sure my battery was charged.
Yeah, charge the memory cards, night.
Back up the footage from the first memory, the hard drive.
First wedding.
It's just a whole thing, man. But yeah, so we wrapping up, man. I appreciate you Like I said, I think we're gonna probably have another one going on because we really didn't tap in on what we tapped in on the other day.
Yeah, like, a lot of shit.
Because we got to know how to balance out the personal from the business
life from the business life.
So let people know anything you got coming up or what's going on, or anything you want to name drop, put it out there.
Yeah. So right now, honestly, I'm focusing on trying to get through this wedding season. So I can work some more dope ass like set building stuff with Maya. She's constantly bringing amazing.
Let's name drop her again.
Man, Maya Walton, y'all.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know her, y'all need to go out there and holler at Maya Walton. If y'all trying to get sets built for y'all photo shoot, I also got some boudoir shit out there. So like if people want to go, there's some lofts I rent. Out in Middletown for anybody want to get super sexy, don't want to be in the studio. I got that work going.
Yeah.
And then really, I'm going to be hitting these weddings super hard.
Yeah.
About to hit these shits real hard. Y'all know anybody trying to get married? Holler at me.
Hey, listen,
need a videographer.
We booking shit.
Hey, so we about to
2025.
What?
Right. We booking until 2025 and beyond.
Yes.
So, but yeah, man. I just want to, like I said before, bro. I appreciate you. I always gain a lot of knowledge from you, and you and Corey have definitely just gave me like a lot of information. I just like it stick with me. I'm actually a person, humbly speaking, man, when somebody tell me, I play my position and I listen. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what y'all know. So I need to sit back and obtain it.
I feel you.
And, you know what I mean? Because
you got to, man. Don't be humble. Everybody
you doing,
be humble.
man,
I still learn.
But for you to be like, you doing like 20 shoots a week.
Yeah.
If people know the numbers, I mean, it's a lot that's coming with it, but it's like what did it take to get to that? Man, that's the platform I want to tell people bro, this shit is not easy.
Yeah. That's a whole story in itself. Bro.
Yeah.
That's a whole story in itself.
So look, man, Dreamers Welcome Podcast, Shutter Eye Photo, Lamar, my guy, I appreciate you.
Dog.
Yeah, man, look, keep on dreaming, and we in the building. We gonna holler at y'all. Holler at us.
Peace.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.